What's going on, fight fans? It's your boy Ak.
And I'm Barak, the Boxing Bully.
And we are back. This is the DAZN Boxing Show. We're going to talk some heavyweights. I'm talking about Usyk, unified heavyweight champion, finally getting back in the ring here on the opening bell. Barak, I can't say I'm overly excited about this fight. I can't say that this is a heavyweight fight that's been on my list that I've wanted to watch. It's not. No disrespect to Daniel Dubois, but he's not an exciting fighter, at least that, in my opinion, that will pose a real threat against Usyk. Therefore, this, to me, is just a stay busy fight. And again, no disrespect to Dubois, but I'm just being honest and frank about how I feel about this matchup. And I think Tyson Fury has a lot to do with this, with him not making this Usyk fight happen and all that we've dealt with in the last few months about that fight actually happening. Usyk and his team, they just got frustrated. They say, yo, we got to get back in the ring. We need to stay busy. We need to make some money. And it's here. I mean, it's not the worst fight, definitely not the best.
Listen, I feel you on a, no disrespect to Daniel Dubois, because I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. But I bet even Daniel Dubois, though I know he's happy to get this huge opportunity, you're fighting for 3 major belts in one shot. I bet before he got that call saying he could fight Usyk, he was thinking, well, why the hell Tyson Fury is not fighting Usyk?
Absolutely.
Like seriously, and then he's gonna want to add himself in there. More power to you, of course. Smart man, get in there and try and beat the champ. But come on, man, we know as boxing fans, I know that little boxing fan that's inside of him says these guys need to unify so we can have an undisputed, look how heavyweight champion, look how long it took us to get an undisputed welterweight champion. Damn. Now we know that boxing rests on the shoulders of the heavyweight division. Probably not anymore, but just naturally it does to the fans and also to the casual fans. We're all looking for the heavyweights to lead us, into that new pasture. But no, we fighting MMA guys instead. And that never bothered me before. But when there's a fight to unify all of the belts and we can have one champion, especially when Fury's always that guy saying there's one champion and that's me, that lineal championship, which I think is not even fair to give him that title because he was out for 2 years. You retired for 2 years. Lennox Lewis can't come back and say, well, I know I retired, but I was the real lineal champ. I took the belts and I took that title.
Yeah, but Lennox been out for 20 years. Come on.
Yeah, but all right, but where's the line at? Where you got to be out 15 years just to give it up?
Yeah, well, they have to create some sort of limit, right?
It should be, right? You don't just grab it back because you're fighting Deontay Wilder. Hey, I'm gonna grab it back. Now, more power to Tyson Fury, because at the end of the day, he's a great fighter and he did what he did. He came back off of a long layoff, didn't even fight great competition except Otto Wallin, and did well against Deontay Wilder and even beat him the second and third fight. So yes, we got a great champion.
He won the first one. But
right, but this is the guy that always says he'll fight anybody. I don't get it. Let's fight Usyk.
I had a conversation, and I'll say it here, with a friend of mine over the weekend who asked me about resumes, and he wanted to compare Anthony Joshua's resume to Deontay Wilder's and also to Tyson Fury's. Now, when you think about the amount of bodies, right, the amount of credible bodies that both these guys, all 3 of these guys have faced, you talk about Tyson Fury, and the first thing you have to think is Vladimir Klitschko, right, whom Anthony Joshua also beat and stopped, and he went the distance with him, right? And then obviously fighting Wilder 3 times, but that's the same person. So you're talking about 2 big names. And as far as Deontay Wilder, you have to mention Luis Ortiz, who almost got stopped by him in the 7th round, but he came back to knock Ortiz out, I believe, in the 9th or 10th. And then in the second fight was down in the fight, if I'm not mistaken about all the judges, and was knocked out, I think, in the 7th round. So Deontay has faced him and Tyson Fury. Now, if I go down the list with Anthony Joshua's resume, I mean, you got to think about Joseph Parker. You got to think about Carlos Takam. You got to think about Dillian White, a younger Dillian White. Obviously, Vladimir Klitschko, Charles Martin, and others, right, that he's faced. Yes, he's taken some losses. He also knocked out Pulev. He knocked out Povetkin. You talk about these names, and you start to think, wait a minute, who has a beefier resume out of those three heavyweights? And it's a conversation to have.
Well, this is the thing. I would say Tyson Fury, because he's undefeated, he's captured all of the belts. He had the WBC, he had the WBC now, and he had the other three belts before when he beat Klitschko. So he's accomplished more than those guys. But the thing is that there's variables when it comes to when you're talking about comparing when you're talking about comparing Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, Wilder was set to fight Povetkin. Povetkin popped dirty. Wilder was going to Russia or somewhere to fight Povetkin, and he popped. He failed the drug test.
But I'm not saying it's Wilder
was going. No, but if you're saying it, let's give the variables. Let's not say that Wilder wasn't trying to fight all the top guys.
I never said that. I never said Wilder wasn't trying to find that.
By not saying the variables, you are saying that he just Wilder was trying to fight him. Wilder was trying to fight Andy Ruiz.
Barak,
wait a second. Let me finish.
No sense,
you gotta let me finish.
Talking about variables. You
still gotta let me finish. You still gotta let me finish. Okay. Joshua beat Parker. Wilder was trying to fight Ruiz. It seems like Ruiz is messing that fight up. So it's Wilder's the scary guy that people didn't want to fight, first of all, and you remember that. And I don't want to say everybody.
I never said Wilder wasn't willing to fight those guys.
Wilder's that scary guy. So
when you talk about resumes, you can't.
I'm gonna keep talking. I was quiet while you. I'm not gonna hold up. I'm gonna keep talking because I was quiet while you was quiet.
It doesn't say
I was quiet while you was talking. So let me finish talking. They was each fighting the guys that were available, that were willing to fight them, and they were all like B-level fighters and mandatories. And that's who they were fighting because they were both champions, and Wilder was a champion a little bit before Joshua. So that's who Wilder was fighting. It's not like Wilder was ducking guys. And it's not like Joshua was ducking guys.
Who's saying that?
You're secretly saying that.
I'm not.
You're not saying that he's ducking guys, but you're saying that Joshua's
I never
resume.
said he did.
You're saying that Joshua's resume is better than everybody, and I just want you to know that may be so.
All right, that's it. That's the end of the discussion.
No, it's not.
No. On a resume, does it say who I was supposed to fight, who I wanted to fight, who I almost fought?
Yes, that makes sense.
That's not on a resume?
I've heard you argue that for Canelo. I've heard you argue that for Canelo. Absolutely.
Right now, we're talking about resumes, who you actually fought and beat. How are we going to talk about, I never once on this show mentioned or on this episode that Wilder didn't want to fight people or was ducking. No. I'm saying who he actually got in the ring with. Regardless of the variables, that has nothing to do with the actual resume. Joshua has fought more guys than both of those guys in terms of big names and champions, former world champions. He's fought more of them, point blank. I don't care who Wilder wanted to fight. The reason why
former world champions is because one of those guys beat him and became a champion. So if you want to count Andy Ruiz,
question, though.
Okay, if you want to answer Ruiz, fine, but I just want to say, don't just say this and blow it over like Wilder wasn't the champ since 2015 and trying to even go into other countries and fight Povetkin and guys like that. Why do you keep
bringing up Wilder as if somebody's throwing a shot at Wilder?
That's what it sounded like.
How does it sound? I said Wilder and Fury. Why aren't you talking about Fury? You just mentioned
we already got rid of Fury.
More.
We already got rid of.
You just said he accomplished more. He had one more belt than Joshua.
No kidding.
The WBC.
That's accomplishing more.
That's it.
Hello.
Right. But I wasn't talking about accomplishments. I was talking about resumes.
That's what I was talking about. So who cares about what you was talking about?
I'm just talking about resumes. All right. And you agreed with me. You just said, okay, that may be so. That's the end of the discussion. You agree that Joshua has a better resume than Fury and Wilder. Point blank period.
Not if you're talking about accomplishments, though. That's the thing. So you're talking about resume.
Did I say the word accomplishments?
These are not all top fighters. These are not. First of all, those are the only three top fighters. Those are the only three top fighters. So they just need to be better resume. So they just need to be fighting each other. So those other guys were not top tier fighters. None of those other guys that they fought were top tier fighters.
Joseph Parker was the champion. Klitschko was a legend.
Joseph Parker was a WBO champion. Yes, but Andy Ruiz beat him.
It doesn't matter.
So sometimes somebody gets a belt, but they're still not top tier.
You're talking now. You get into semantics. Who was top tier? He has better resumes.
Which makes sense. He has. Look how long.
Let's move on.
Look how long. No, hold on. Look how long they talk bad about Terence Crawford. trying to diminish the people that he fought, saying even though he fought champions, oh, we don't know those champions. So those are things that people bring up.
I'm not one of those guys.
Neither am I, but that's what people say.
Yeah, but I'm stating facts here, and you agree with me, and that's what it is. Look,
well, it's not necessarily facts. That's still your opinion, though, and I just happen to agree with you.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, this weekend we're getting Usyk versus Dubois. Heavy favorite.
We spoke about 20 minutes.
The fight
on everything else.
The fight we actually want to see. This might be a good thing, right? Might be a sign that actually Usyk wants to get a fight in before this January date where we're supposed to get Joshua versus Wilder. So maybe Fury can sit out and wait for this Usyk fight, and maybe we'll still get that doubleheader that they want in the Middle East. So maybe this is a good thing that he's actually fighting now.
Yeah, but I don't see that. I see Fury trying to get that Middle East money as well, right? Shouldn't he get that Saudi Arabia money?
Right, that's what I mean. So he's waiting for Usyk to fight, for them to fight, to put this doubleheader together. We'll see. Hopefully. All right, but that's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.